So a couple of things. We're going to talk about what is included in your mortgage payment. But before we do that, there's we've given away a couple of nice gifts. We've given away a gift certificate for Amazon, $100. We just gave that away. And we gave away something else. Sydney, what did we give away? What was the first week?
Frightmares tickets.
Yes, we gave away Lagoon tickets to Frightmares. So cool. So we did that. And this, what we're doing now is we have a Nintendo Switch. So I have it right here. I have not opened the box. I only opened the outside box to see this. So that's what we're giving away. We're not going to do that today, though. We are going to give that next week. So continue to enter by going to the Pippin Team so the Pippin Team on Facebook, or Ron Pippin on Instagram. And so go there and you can see how to enter to get the Nintendo Switch that we're giving away next week. So let's get right back into, the other thing that I wanted to tell you about is there are some grants that just came available for if you're buying in the Salt Lake Valley. So if you're buying in the Salt Lake, in the Salt Lake County, 29 grand that we can get you. And then also, if you're buying right in Salt Lake City, it's like $39,000. So almost 40 grand for a grant. So pretty cool stuff. So, okay. So there's some of the stuff that we talked about that we wanted to start with. And the question that we had came in is, what's included in a mortgage payment? So the mortgage payment, when you buy a home, there's going to be several things that's going to be included and several things that may not be included. So you have your principal and your interest, which is just paying for the money that you borrowed. So the principal and interest, so we have a term, PITI. So the principal and interest is the PI is going to be included. And the T&I is the property taxes and your homeowner's insurance. So it's taxes and insurance. So both of those things are included in your mortgage payment most of the time, unless you ask for a waiver. But just so you know, if you ask for a waiver, they might raise your interest rate a little bit because they don't want you to not pay your taxes or insurance, because you could get liens on your property if you don't pay your taxes, and insurance could cancel, which means that now the lender is may not be protected if something happens to your house. So, and then also, if you pay less than 20% down, or if you have an FHA loan or a USDA loan, something like that, you're going to have some mortgage insurance, and that's included in your mortgage payment as well. So you have PITI, and your mortgage insurance is going to be included in your property taxes, but also HOA. So HOA is not normally included. If you have an HOA, which is a homeowners association fee, that's if you're buying a townhome, a condo, maybe in a planned unit development, they may have an HOA fee, and the HOA fee will pay for things like if you have a clubhouse. Sometimes they take care of your front yard, and sometimes they don't do anything. So I don't know why they've charged them, but that's normally not included. So that's what's included in your payment. Just a reminder, giving away this Nintendo Switch. Yeah, Nintendo Switch. I have it right here in my hands. We're going to be giving that away next week. And so keep entering on the Pippin Team on both Facebook and Instagram, and hopefully you can win. You can win this. So do we have any questions that come in? You know what? Before we came on, Sydney and I were just talking. Come back on, Sydney. So
hey.
Tell me about your family that lives in Florida.
Yeah, so all my in-laws, they all live in Florida, and I was just telling Ron that a lot of them most of the homes in Florida have HOA fees there. And so, as Ron said, some of them pay for your lawn service or the park in the area or a clubhouse with a pool, and some of them don't really do very much. So sometimes they can be as high as $700 for an HOA fee, and
Is
sometimes
that
it
a
can
month?
be, yeah, that's per month, and sometimes
Yes.
it's only like maybe $100 or $200. So
Yeah. So just to be clear, that's Florida. That's a different state. So
mhm.
if you're in Utah, it I don't you rarely would see an HOA that high. But just remember that when you're buying a house, if there's an HOA, like account for that because if you're saying, oh my payment's $1,500 a month, and then you have another couple $100 on top of that. It's just like you just need to account for that. But we account for that when we're setting up with a mortgage. So you're gonna know.
Yeah, and oftentimes they'll sell the houses for that do have extremely high HOAs. So in kind of older communities, they'll sell the homes for only like $200,000, but their HOA will be around. That's usually when it's a super high HOA and it's like $700. So
Okay.
it's kind of some give and take.
So if you have any questions, we're going to go to some questions here. Drop them in the chat box. I think Sydney will probably check Facebook and see if there's any comments or anything there too as well. So what do we have?
Our first question here is, on your monthly bill, do you get a breakdown of the components that go into your mortgage payment?
I've seen them where they actually break it down, but I also see where they have not. So they say here's your principal. Normally, this is the way I see it. I see your principal and interest that's broken out, as well as your escrow. So your escrow account includes the taxes and insurance and mortgage insurance, and then you have your principal and interest. So you'll see a breakdown, but it doesn't break down all the components most of the time. Now, there may be some servicers that do break it all down, but normally that's the way I see it.
Okay. And the second question is, do extra payments in a year go to your principal?
So if you're making extra payments, will you check and just make sure there's no payment or no comments online
Yeah.
somewhere? Just so. And then, so extra payments, if you're making an extra payment if you're making an extra, so when they say making an extra payment, so if you're probably not making a completely extra payment, but let's say you're putting additional funds in with your payment every single time or just once in a while, most of the time that's going to go to principal. But when you make that payment, I would always specify when you send it to go to principal. Otherwise, it could go to your escrow account. And then at the end of the year, your escrow account's overfunded, which means that they have too much money to pay your taxes and insurance. And then they just refund it back to you, which didn't do you any good. So just always specify for it to go to principal. And then that will make sure that your payment gets down where it's going to the right place. So just a reminder, one more reminder, Nintendo Switch, we're giving that away this next week. So go to the Pippin team on Facebook or on Instagram. And I do these skeletons. I should walk out front door and show you what they look like. But we do these skeletons every single day. I set them up with a different scene every day. And we post them on Instagram and on Facebook and a couple other places. But if you comment on them and you like and you're following us, then if you're following us, you're automatically entered. But you have to like and share those or tag somebody for extra entries. So we're giving that away next week. Nintendo Switch. One more plug for the grants that have just come open. So I have some grants in Ogden, have some grants over in Utah County, and we just got money for grants in the Salt Lake County, 29 grand, 20,000. I think I said 29, but I think it's actually $20,000 for Salt Lake County, and it's $39,000 for if you're buying right in Salt Lake City. So some grants are available. And the money's available now. They don't always last a long time. So if you have somebody or if you are buying in those areas, let me know. Let's see if we can qualify you for a grant. I don't think there's any more comments. Any more comments, Sydney?
No, that's everything.
Okay, cool. Appreciate you being with me on Live at 5. If you have any questions, call me or text me. My phone number is 801-628-7667. We'll catch you next week on Live at 5.